Okay.
There you go. Now you're recording.
Boom. There we
We're live.
go.
Well, not live, but
All right.
we're on this thing. Yeah.
I want it all. Expensive trip, exotic cars. When I took that loss.
Brent, really appreciate you coming out. I just want to, we can kind of just dive right back in because like right when it cut off, I'll just kind of, we'll just kind of circulate it from right there. That's fine with me. So yeah, like you were telling them, you're telling the audience about how you had became a realtor and you were learning the game and you decided to kind of take some steps back because you kind of got caught up in the cycle a little bit. And you decided to like take some steps back, actually start sourcing the deals yourself.
Right.
And most importantly, by talking to people.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, it was really interesting. So coming from the real estate agent world, I think it's a little bit difficult sometimes to be able to understand that you are now the buyer if you're going to wholesale or source these deals. So that took a little bit of adjustment. But yeah, it all comes down to, and this whole business, anybody that's watching, anybody that's listening, whatever it is, this business comes down to one key thing. And if you do this, if you master this, then there is no way that you cannot be successful. It is undefeated. It is flawless. And that is, you need to have quality conversations with distressed property owners as often as possible. Okay. If you do that, I don't care how bad of skills you have. I don't care how terrible your personality is. If you do that, you will find people that will sell their properties at a discount. You will.
That's so true. That's so true. And I tell the audience all the time, you guys know, if you listening to this, you already know, I tell you all the time, it's all about relationships.
Yep.
You really got to build up these relationships and be genuine with people. Honesty and integrity goes a long way. I tell people all the time, like, we don't have to lie. We don't have to try to cheat or steal these properties from these homeowners. So I'm really, really glad that you said that. That means a lot. Like the quality conversation part, talking to people is huge. So real quick though, actually, I've been wanting, like, every time I watch your videos and I know like your whole, like the brand is TTP, right? Mm-hmm. So like one question that I have personally is like, what are the marketing methods outside of like just the talking to people? Like when I think TTP, I think like just being on the calls, being on the phone, like being in person or whatever. What marketing strategies would you say are like the most effective at actually getting the deals in?
Well, first of all, if you're just starting out, making those cold calls, right? And that's what you're talking about. That TTP stands for talk to people. So there's a lot of different, it's an umbrella for a lot of things. And what I mean by that is a few things, right? So you can get deals from marketing, you can get deals from referrals, and you can get deals from prospecting. There's only three ways, right? Now, if you get it from marketing, you have to have a marketing budget. You have to wait for those to come in, right? And it works and it's effective, but you have to have a budget, and you have to be okay understanding that once you spend the money, you wait for those responses to come back. Okay, you got to be comfortable with that. When you're getting referrals, it's phenomenal. You can get people, if you become the guy or the gal in your marketplace that deals with or works with distressed property owners or distressed properties, more likely, then people will refer you, whether it's friends or family or whatever. Now, prospecting is reaching out directly to these homeowners and seeing if they have a problem that you can solve, or seeing if they would do business with you. So there's really three ways to do it. So from my perspective, from prospecting, Eddie, it's door knocking or it's cold calling. Okay, that's what it is. And you can start in your prospecting business. You can start to actually call real estate agents that represent a lot of rundown properties. You can call property managers. and talk to them about, maybe they have some issues with their tenants. You can start reaching out to certain people. It doesn't necessarily just have to be the homeowner. That's the most likely that you're going to get these deals. But those are the methods that we use. I think from a marketing standpoint, depending on your market, direct mail is fantastic. But it is expensive. It just depends. It gets more competitive. I think also right now, if you're watching this in mid 2019, text blasting is a huge resource, especially if you're going to be skip tracing, and that's a term that just means you have an address and you put it into. I use a company called batchskiptracing.com. And if you use TTP, you get a discount. But anyway, you put it in there, you get the phone number, and then you can call them. Or now that you have the phone numbers, why not text them as well? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about text message blasting. I'm actually about to start doing text message blast myself. I plan on making a video about that coming up soon, actually. I think that it's a great resource that not a lot of people are actually trying to hit right now. But yeah, I really appreciate that explanation on the TTP as well, because I think that a lot of people probably get that image in their head. So I really like how you broke that down. But essentially, it's like relationship building, talking to people, getting to know people, getting leads through the door. But it's got to be from genuine relationship building, talking to people. 100%.
Well, and I discovered this not just in our industry, right, Eddie? It's every successful person that I've been around as an entrepreneur or somebody that's really that makes a high amount of income every year. They're always talking to people. They're always in front of crowds. Yep. They're always on their phone. They're always communicating, whether it be text messaging or DMing or whatever. They're always communicating and talking to people. What I found is anytime that I've had dips in my business, it's because I wasn't actively talking to people. So I just made it simple. I wear the same shirt every single day. Everybody knows that, and that is around me, that asks about it, that whatever. I'm constantly reminded to talk to people, and it's helped explode my business beyond belief. Yeah.
Yeah, I see, man. Like, you are definitely known as one of the wholesaling elite out here, one of the most well-known people in the industry. So, guys, if you listening or watching this, and you don't know who this man is already, then you gotta check Brent Daniels out. Most definitely. Like, he's got the game, he's giving it out. He has a YouTube channel as well. In fact, but before I get to that though, I was gonna ask you, with you being one of the elites out here, and you've been in the game since 2004, you said, right? That's when you got your real estate degree? Real estate license?
Yeah, 2013 was when I started get the ball rolling wholesaling.
Okay. So you've got 15 years of experience in real estate then. My question to you then is what is the biggest lesson that you've learned since you started in real estate in general? What's the biggest lesson?
Well, I wear it on my shirt, and I've been talking about it. It's obviously talking to people, but let me give you something that's something that you can implement, right? The one thing that I would say to implement right away, if you're starting out, or if you've been in this a while and you're struggling a little bit, or not even struggling, but you're not hitting the goals that you want to hit. What I'd say is, one, you got to as soon as you can take action, take action. As soon as you see a for sale by owner out there, pick up the phone, call them, right? As soon as you drive by a house that's run down, click on a driver for an app, get that property and the property information. As soon as you get a lead, call them right back. Make fast actions and don't over it. The smartest people in this business are the poorest. Seriously. Right? I'm telling you, you have to dumb this thing down to the point where you're just taking action right now. But there's a great book called The Happiness Advantage, and it talks about if something takes 20 seconds to set up, you're more likely to fall into a slower behavior, or watch TV, or listen to something, or do something instead of taking action. So you got to set up everything. You got to make it instantaneous. You got to make the choice to be proactive right there in that moment. If you're worried about what to say to a lead, just call that lead. If you're worried about all these things, you start hallucinating all these things that are going to happen, all these outcomes that could happen, and you just don't take the action. I guess it boils down to you have to take the action of talking to people. That's what it breaks down to. And just don't think about it. Just do it, right? If you fail, then you're going to learn something. And
Right.
and if you're taking those actions, if you stack those small wins, if you take those as just a win that you took that action right now, it's going to lead, those actions are going to lead to a big result for sure. And that sounds maybe a little cliche, but it's the absolute truth. It's like a universal truth, right? Nothing's going to happen unless you go and do something. And I think in our industry, one thing that is difficult, and that I talk about on my channel, and I've talked about on stage, Eddie, is we are bombarded right now, right? YouTube, podcasts, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. We're bombarded with a lot of people that are doing that are in our space, especially once we get obsessed with real estate. Then all of a sudden we see it everywhere. We think everybody does it. But we have to understand the difference when we're watching any of the materials. Is it entertainment? Is it education, or is it instruction? Okay? And I challenge everybody watching this, look for the instruction. That is the blueprint. That is the guide. That is the step-by-step thing to do so that you can go out and actually provide value to the marketplace. Education's great, but it doesn't get you paid. Entertainment gets you inspired, gets you pumped up, but it doesn't get you paid. Only action gets you paid. So that's the number one thing. It's a long answer, but that's what it is.
Oh man, I absolutely love it, man. I love it for real. Like, I think that that's so true just in general. Speed is the key. You don't want to be taking a long time to make these things happen. It's like, in all reality, the deals usually go to the people who can get it done the fastest.
Right.
Not to the person who knows the most, or even like has the most resources or networks, or none of that. It's just literally the person that takes the most action immediately usually gets the deal. I tell the audience all the time, you guys know, I'm telling y'all, speed is the key. Just take action. You don't have to be perfect. You can learn as you go along. So I love that advice, man. I love that advice for real.
Yeah,
So,
it's a saying from Tom Krol. It's about progress, not perfection, right? It's about taking those actions. And I think it's important. And I also think, just to add, what did you say about it? You said that people needed to trust the relationship. What did you say? You said two things. You said relationship and the trusting, or something like that. I think to add that, Eddie, is you need two things, right? And this is a tough thing for people to start out, or as they're building it up to develop. One is certainty, right? The certainty that what you're saying, that you have conviction behind it, especially when you're giving low offers. And two, you need to have likability. Certainty and likability are in this business as well. So that's two things that you have to really watch, really protect, really develop in this business: is certainty and likability.
yeah, I really like that you added that in as well, because honestly, I feel like almost nobody really talks about that, especially the likability part. Like, I mean, just to be honest, not everybody has like a likable personality or voice, and maybe that's something that a lot of us need to work on, just sounding more likable and not, like, oh, look, I almost dropped my phone. Yeah, but and it's like a lot of things that can kind of go wrong if you don't kind of have those things kind of taken care of. Like, so man, Brent, look, if you realize, like, Brent is the man, like he really, really knows the game. Brent, look, man, I love you, man. Like, I be watching your videos all the time myself. You don't even know, man. Like, I've literally, like, I've watched them repurposed it. Like, man, this is
Or you cut.
Matter of fact, Brent, I want you to tell them what are the best ways that they can actually connect with you on and be able to get you all's content.
So say that again one more time. Sorry, you cut out. You sounded like a robot there for like the last 30 seconds. What is the best way? What?
Oh, that's so terrible. I was saying, what would be the best way for my audience to be able to connect with you and get your content online?
YouTube, Brent Daniels Real Estate. You just put it into YouTube. You can't miss it. We put out 3 videos a week. We're very dedicated to it, like yourself. And it's the whole foundation is instruction. You should be able to, without a doubt, 1,000%, watch those videos, go out, get a deal, start the ball rolling, right? And then once you get the ball rolling, then you join my mentorship, the TTP program, and that's in all those videos, so I don't have to get into it now. But I want you to get the ball rolling. I want you to get the confidence going. You need to get the first deal, because here's the thing. There is a fundamental change in your brain when you go from believing you can do it to it being a fact that you can do it, right? Once you get that check, once you get a wire into your account from money that you pulled out of the air, ether, right, and got from a conversation or got from whatever it was in wholesaling, from watching the YouTube channel, then you're mine. I got you, because you're going to want to make more and more and more and more, and that's what I want for you. I want you to be as successful as possible, because this is like it goes back to kind of what I was saying. We are in this every single day, so we think everybody is. Nobody knows what wholesaling is. Go talk to your friends and family about wholesaling real estate. Go talk to anybody in the general population. Nobody knows what the hell you're talking about. Their eyes gloss over. Nobody knows what you're talking about, right? So it's a small niche that I want people to be able to develop, to use, so that they can get that extra $10, $20, $30, $50,000 that they need to truly fundamentally change their financial futures. So it's a cash machine. Wholesaling is a cash machine.
It is. I call it the ATM. I'm like, you can always go to wholesaling, go to the ATM, grab you a couple deals, invest that into some real estate. Like I was telling you before we officially started this phone call, that I'm looking to invest into some properties myself coming up soon. What market are you in again, Brent?
I'm in Phoenix.
Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona. Right. So you're in the Arizona market. I know it's hot out there. I know that. So, and you are actively investing into properties yourself as well?
Land.
Okay.
Land.
Okay.
Vacant land. Okay. It's kind of different. Yeah, I know, but it's a self-awareness thing that I'm not great with tenants and toilets and all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
So I think that the potential for long-term growth and appreciation for the homes and single family, multifamily, commercial, all this stuff is phenomenal. But I found some unbelievable opportunities with vacant land. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, that's really, really interesting for me. Like, I know a lot of people in my audience, especially just in the wholesaling community in general, a lot of people are always asking about vacant land. How do I get vacant land? I'm on vacant land. So that's really interesting. I'm definitely going to make sure I pay attention to your YouTube channel, just in case you dropping some of those vacant.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's going to go bananas with vacant land. Yeah. Pay attention.
Yeah, I mean, like, and I'll say that too, because like the population it's not going down anytime soon. So the population is only going up. Land is where it's at, honestly.
Well, anybody watching this, if you're in any real estate investing groups, if you're in any meetup groups, go and ask in front of the group and say, who specializes in vacant land, and watch like one person raise their hand out of like 100. You know what I mean? Like, nobody does it. It's a beautiful, beautiful niche area. A lot of people are interested in vacant land, and there's so many different things you can do with it. So yeah. Vacant land, baby.
Hey, I'm gonna be looking up into that myself, man. I'm always trying to learn from the best.
Yeah.
Myself as well. So actually, I just got a couple more questions for you because I know that you got limited time. I want to make sure I utilize your time as wisely as possible. I know you just got about to wrap this up. So real quick,
Yeah.
I've got a personal question for you.
Sure.
And that is like, how can I provide some value to you and the Wholesaling Inc team? How could that be possible? How could I provide some value?
This is what I think, honestly, and you had touched on it before. I think you absolutely need to document with that camera sitting behind you your whole journey in this thing, right? And you need to have a set timeline and a set goal. Whether it's I want to make 100 grand net or 100 grand, or I want to do 5 deals, or I want to buy my first or second or third or 10th or whatever rental property or something there. You need to document it. It was so powerful, and we were kind of touching on it before, but Tom Krol and his brother Todd Toback in 2013 did a series of videos called 90 Days or Bust. Right. And literally, Tom had 90 days worth of expenses, and he jumped on his brother's YouTube and podcast, and he gave him specific instructions to go do. He went and did it and got his first deal and everything, and walked through the struggles, walked through putting addresses on the postcards wrong, and having to sell things from his house for marketing, and not getting paid at close of escrow, but having to follow a cash buyer home to get it out of their home safe. Like, all these things were like incredible things that I think that you can provide a real life experience from, and a real life. So I think that is the value that you would bring. Real life, you going through it, showing all of it, the good, the bad, the ugly, these interviews, you reaching out to people. I mean, you even reaching out to me that's talking to people, right? And here we are. So I think all of that is the inspiration that you need, because there's a lot of people in your community. There's a lot of people in YouTube. There's a lot of people just that you know that you will be able to be an example of this can happen. And it's going to force you, my man, to like really do it, right? Because if you're really doing it, posting it regularly, people are going to keep you accountable.
That's so true, man. Hey, Brent, you may have just changed the game for me right there, Brent. I'm not even gonna lie to you. You're gonna be seeing a lot more of my IRL videos, where I'm doing a lot more of this stuff in real life, going out and like kind of documenting the process, as you said.
Yep.
Because it's like, yeah, I could be out here, but I believe that like you said, even with kind of getting this conversation with you, I think a lot of people just in general are like, oh man, how the heck did you make that happen?
Yeah.
Things like that. I think in general that like people, it's all about talking to people. It's all about, man, look, I really appreciate your time, brother. I really, really do, man. Like, make sure that you guys follow Brent. Check out the YouTube channel, guys. If you are not already subscribed to Brent Daniels' YouTube channel, I don't know what you've been doing out here, guys, but y'all got to get up on Brent Daniels' channel. Check out Wholesaling Inc. Him and his partner, Tom Krol, they pumping out these videos. They're providing so much valuable content to the community. So if you all aren't already subscribed, make sure that you subscribe to my man, Brent Daniels. Brent, I appreciate you.
You got it. My pleasure. Go out, and I'm excited to watch your videos. I'm excited to watch your progress through this, and yeah, it's going to be really cool.
I promise you, Brent, you're going to see some new stuff. I'm going to be shouting you out in the video like, man, I got this idea from Brent. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I love it. I love it, man.
All right, then, Brent. Well, I'm looking forward to getting on more of these conversations with you, and actually being able to like legitimately building up a genuine relationship with you, having some more conversations, potentially having you come back on, have another conversation, and kind of just be able to provide value to the community. That's what I wanted to do today. If you guys are listening or watching, I hope that this session, this conversation with me and Brent has been able to actually provide some value for you all. It looks like my face is like completely frozen on my
It's all right. I can hear you.
We can still hear, so it's all good. Anyway, though. So yeah, though, Brent, thank you again, man. I will definitely be looking forward to talking again soon.
All right, let's do it. See you, bud. See you guys.
All right, brother. Have a good one.